Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite game of the month, and we're back with a little more soldiers and Postmans uniforms. Make sure you watch the first video if you haven't already, so you get a good idea of everything that's going on, all that other good crap. We finished at the end of the first video showing overview of the game and running through the first enemy turn. So after the enemies go, that's when you get your turn, and that's when you're going to start burning through these move tokens and then burning through your action tokens. So each turn you get to move 4 people and take 4 actions. That's it. So all told, you're not going to have a whole lot of stuff going on during your turn. So you really need to try to maximize what you're doing. That's where these guys here with the special abilities are going to come into play. Their ability, like the command ability, to allow 3 guys to recover instead of just 1, or to inspire, making the actions that you take that much more better. You know, little things like that are going to really affect the game. So you want to try to maximize that where you can. Now, I was thinking about this, like, okay, where am I going to go with my guys? Because I want to try to get some suppression tokens out. I want to try to take some of these guys out if I can. So that's a couple of attacks. Who can make the attack? Let's see. Here it has to be someone in white. So white or gray. And I got gray here. I could do an attack here with some of these guys, maybe, to get this one. And then I could do an attack over here, attempting to get that one. All right, but that's action. So let's think. But we want to kind of think about what actions we want to take, because we want to get those guys in the right spots. One of the things that's throwing me off is we don't have a guy with Inspire up here on the upper floor. We got 2 Inspires here, we got 2 Inspires here, and we need to get them into the right places. So really, it's going to be moving them. It's probably going to be my first goal here. All right, so let's think about moving this guy, and since he's an interior space, he could go to one of these spaces here, or he could go from an interior space on one floor to another floor. So we're going to move him up to another floor. That's going to be one of our moves. Bam. Now, unfortunately, his Inspire ability is not going to take effect this round. I'm going to have to use him on a following round by moving him in there. So he has to be in a colored space to actually help the people there. So I could move him into the red side or the blue side and get some effects. But let's see. If I want to attack him, the guy in gray, the support counter there, or do some suppression, maybe put him over here. And that guy, let's see, same thing, doing suppression tokens. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let's move this one. He's on the basement floor. Let's move him somewhere where hopefully he won't get hit. But there's really nowhere that you can get hit. But if I move him over here, all right, and the reason I'm doing that, because I don't want these guys to get hit. Okay, I want them to be there just to inspire, right? And use their command ability. When you're rolling for potential attacks to be done, generally speaking, if it hits an area, it will check to see if there's someone there. And if there's not, you look up and then you look down. So if you want someone to be in the least likely to get hit spot, put them in 1, because that's the least likely to get hit, just statistically, when you're checking it. It would have to be, like, let's say we roll a 2, there would have to be no one in 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 for 1 to get hit. So generally you're going to end up having to roll the 1 or have everyone else be gone. So we'll put him there. All right, I got 2 moves left. We got him up there. I want to put this Inspire somewhere where he can do some good, which is probably going to be this one here. All right. Now I'm gonna have to check this just to make sure. I know the person who's using it can't have a move token, but I think the Inspire token, inspiring person, maybe he can have a move. I'm gonna double check that before we give these guys the bonuses. Now I have one more move, and I think I'm gonna use that to move someone from here. Let's see. Probably move him over to there in case I want to take a suppression action. Yeah, we're going to put him right there for now. Just later, in case I want to take some actions there. Well, recover doesn't exhaust him, but it makes him... See, that's the problem, is that you can recover, right? So I could spend an action to recover this guy, but then I can't spend another action on top of him. So there's no way to get him to do something in the same turn unless you're doing like a command thing, and I've got no ability to do that. So yeah, we're probably going to finish out the moves there. Well, damn, that's unfortunate because the Inspire people can't have a move token on them. So basically I'm moving them ahead of time so they'll have better effects on the next go around. So these first actions that we're going to be taking are all going to be just basic actions. I'm not going to be able to upgrade them at all. All right, now let me think. I know I want to try to get these machine gun emplacements down before the other cards come out, because if another card comes out, remember these things upgrade. So, and there's not anyone to the barrier yet. This is 2 spaces. So even if another guy came there would still be one more before they're trying to pop that one. These 2, though, if anyone shows up there, those grenade cards go in. So getting rid of them or suppressing these areas are probably my best bets for now. So let's look and see what we can do to either attack these guys. We're definitely going to have to attack these 2. So that's going to be attacks. Needs to be coming from either dark blue and red or gray and white. And then we need to either suppress or attack blue. Okay, so I was sitting here looking at it, right? And I've got one guy here who's got to upgrade. Like, he's trained, so he gets a couple of dice. Excuse me, let me pan the camera up just a little bit. And I moved my other one, so that's only going to give me one decent shot at the blue side. So let's start with red and see if we can take out that one. So we're going to do our first assault action. We're going to have this one here. He's going to be assaulting. He's got a ranged weapon, which means he can fire from up here down, and we're going to be trying to take out this heavy machine gun emplacement. You see that it's got a shield icon of 4, which means we have to roll a die and hit or beat that number. With his attack value being 2, we get 2 dice to do it. So give me 1, 4, or better. Just 1, 4 or better. Come on. That's 1. That's all I need. Perfect. Perfect. We definitely want those machine guns off the board. All right, so the first one was a success. Now, unfortunately, this guy's in a harder to hit spot because it's only this edge of the building that can hit him. And I've done a lot with those guys there. So we're going to have to use one of my suppressive guys to take an action. Oh, let me flip this guy over before I forget, because taking an action like that is exhausting him. So he's exhausted. He has to recover before he can attack again. That's why I need to get a command guy up to the roof. Actually, I should have moved him up there. I'll have to do that on some following rounds because I know I'm going to be taking a lot of actions up here. Command will definitely help to have these guys activate more often. So yeah, definitely. This one I shouldn't even. Oh, I'm trying. I know I'm like looking at it and I'm figuring out strategies as I go, and that's one of the neat parts about his games is that you kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work. Definitely good for replay value. All right, so we know we got to take a shot here. And I hate having to use one of these guys because I don't want to just roll one die, because if we miss, then that machine gun emplacement stays. Oh, that's the thing. It gets kind of clutch because if you use too many of your trained guys right off the bat, then you're not going to have them for later. But I want to have these guys do some suppression tokens here because 2 lines feed into there. So suppressing that will be a good thing. But I don't want to just take one. All right, I got 3 actions left. Let's go after this guy. We're going to do this. I know it's probably not the best of idea, but it's a learning game anyway. So we're going to have him exhaust. He's going to take the action. He's just taking the attack, not a suppression, so he's not getting any bonuses on this. He has bonus to his suppression, and his weapon has a bonus to suppression, which is why these guys are great at doing suppressive actions. They get to put out so many tokens. Ooh, since he's an orange, I could block off that. I might do that with a suppressive action and then do an attack with someone else. Yeah. We'll do that here in a sec. Okay. Let's do this. Rolling 2 dice against him. See if we can get him. Come on. Another 4 or better. Yeah, got him. And now you're seeing the benefits of rolling those 2 dice to get those guys. Boom. Machine gun emplacements down. Now I don't have to worry about those things upgrading. We just need to slow them down. This is the key point. We're going to take a suppressive action here. That's going to burn my ammo token. Those are clutch. You got to hold on to them. Now his weapon gives him +1. He gets +1. Unfortunately, he's not getting the Inspire. I really wish he was, but it's okay. So it's 2 tokens for his attack value, +1 for his innate ability, and then +2 for his weapon that he is using. So I get to grab 5 of these. 5. And I'm going to put them on this orange spot right here, because he can put them in either orange or gray, which is right here. He can't put it in this spot. Now, the way these things work, right, is they're effectively like pre-made attacks. So as someone comes in, let's say Goertz moves in there, and when you have a token move on top of these suppression tokens, you get to pick however many of these you want to use. Let's say we use 3. If we use 3, we roll 3 dice. If we meet or beat his value, he goes away just like he's been shot, and we lose those tokens. However, if you fail and you don't get him, then he stays in the square and you lose any remaining suppression tokens that are there. So it's that little bit of a gamble. Do you want to try to space them out and have them hit multiple guys? Or do you want to guarantee that that first guy doesn't go through? You have to make those clutch decisions. But at least this way we know we've blocked off this entrance just for a little bit. That gives us, let's see, 1 more action. We're doing relatively well. I might just take a random shot with a blue guy, weaker blue guy, just to see if we can pick off maybe this rifleman down here. Let's take a shot up here from blue. We're going to put a token on him, put him to exhausted. So he's exhausted, he's exhausted, he's exhausted, and he's exhausted. I knew I was missing 1. I was like, I should have 4 exhausted guys. All right, so they're all exhausted. He's only got an attack value of 1. So just rolling 1 die, we're taking a shot at the blue guy here, seeing if we can get him down. All right, come on. Get that rifleman. 4 or better. 1 shot. 1 off. Oh, there it is. I thought it was going to land on 1. It was like, yeah, boom. And it just ticked over. Perfect. Perfect. That is exactly what we needed. We did really well. All right, so once we finished our turn, like we have now, we go to what's called the clearing phase, which you're thinking has to do with just removing the tokens, which kind of in a way it is, because we are going to remove the move in action tokens here in a sec. But it more has to do with the fact of if the enemy counters actually get into the post office. That's what the clearing phase has to do with. Now, luckily, we haven't got anyone in there yet, but we're early on into the game. Later on, though, once you start having guys who are in here, they're in the interior or in these rooms where the entrances are, and they're starting to come in. If they're disrupted, because there are things that you can use like grenades or attacking them to disrupt their counters, then they don't activate, right? But that disruption will come off of them at the end of the clearing phase. They don't just go away. And the ones that aren't disrupted, they just flat out remove defenders, right? So they can start really clearing the building out. That's effectively what it's simulating, is that they've breached the building and they're coming in and they're taking out the Polish defenders that are in there. So you really want to take and prevent these guys from getting in at all costs. Of course, they're going to get in. There's nothing else that can happen but they get in. But you want to try to hold them back as long as you possibly can, because once they do get in there, they start taking your pieces off the board very quickly. All right, so since we have a few more minutes, let's go ahead and run through another attack round of the enemies coming in. And then in the next video, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit and show you guys what happens later on once you start getting into some of the farther along decks, some of the higher grade cards that can come into play. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves 5 more cards real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. First one's going to be friggin' machine gunner, man. I just got rid of these guys. They keep coming back. Machine gunner at A, and he is targeting blue or orange, but he's targeting this side of the building. And he's going to start again at the top and work his way down. So let's roll. We know he's going to be targeting this line. Let's see which part of the line that he's going to hit. I'll give him 5. So he hit 5, which is this gentleman right here. And let's see if he does disrupt him. Hopefully not. No, does not disrupt. So that's not too bad, but now we've got another machine gunner to worry about. Next is a rifleman. Let's roll and see where he's going to go. He's going to 4, 3, 4. Wow, they're spacing out. This is perfect. They went to the one area that I cleared out. Very nice. Very nice. All right. And next card is another submachine gunner. Lovely. No more submachine gunners. And there's nothing I can do. Unless he goes here, one of those cards gets shuffled in. All right. 3. Yep. Submachine gunner goes right here. Boom. Boom. And now that we have someone up to this token, number 2, that is when this card gets shuffled into the attack deck. And when this card pops up, that's when that barricade goes down. And remember, those guys can continue to stack in that circle so they can bum rush through. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to do like I did here, put some suppression tokens behind it, because the barricades are going to fall. You can't help but lose them after time, but stack them up with suppression tokens so you can hold them back as long as you can. All right, so we'll put that over there to know that it's coming up. And we've got another machine gunner. Damn, I hate those things. Ooh, that is close too. That was clutch. If we hadn't taken that guy down, that could have been very much bad for us. Okay. So he is again targeting this side of the building. He's targeting the upper portion of it. And there's nothing to do. Oh, no, there's somebody over there. Okay, so let's roll 1, 2, 3, or 4 through 6 to see who he's going to hit. Oh, no. He's hitting the one that has 2 guys in it and has one that's already disrupted. This could be bad. All right, let's roll, see if he gets the hit. He does not. Whew, that was close. Because if he had hit here, I would have had a casualty and another guy disrupted. So that would have been bad juju. All right. And remember, had this one not been taken out in the previous turn, that would have become an emplaced machine gunner that would have been rolling more dice and been even harder to remove. That's the whole premise of the game, is that tower defense type scenario. You want to remove that greatest threat from the board, you know, hold them back just as long as you possibly can. And our last one's going to be another rifleman. Not too bad. Let's roll, see where he's going to go. He's going to 6. So we will move this one up and place a rifleman right there. Not too bad. Place that card over there, and don't forget, we're going to have to shuffle that one in there. But that's the state of the game at this point. You see that the circles are starting to fill very quickly. These guys are going to start stacking up. They're doing damage. The first attack round isn't too bad on everything that's getting thrown at you. But like I said, we're going to show you in the next video some of the heavier equipment they start to bring in, which isn't heavy machine guns, but more like artillery pieces that they're firing at the damn building, infantry guns that can really wipe out a whole load of defenders in one go. So you have to be on your best defense. All right, but like I said, you guys put your questions down below. I will jump on them as soon as I can, and David will obviously be looking as well. We'll answer any questions you guys have about the game. And stay tuned for the next episode. I'm going to cover, like I said, a little bit farther on into the game and show you what is coming up. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.